Hey guys, welcome to a special update here with Nessology. I have been running a poll for this past week to try to find the best game of the 90s. So this was not going to be an easy task, so kind of made this into a bit of a tournament. This first round consisted of 64 games. I went through, got suggestions from you guys, kind of broke down and got 64 of what we thought were the best games of the 90s, whether it be made in 1990 or 1999, anywhere in that decade that it was released. And I kind of made them into different tiers and then randomized the tournament. We had 16 brackets in this first round, and the results are in, and I want to go over those with you guys. So this video is going to be a rundown of the results from this first round, and I'm also going to go over how the second round is going to work. So we're going to jump straight into it. I've got the results here, and I will post them up on the screen as I go. I'm looking at my little device here to go over each bracket. So bracket 1 was a no-brainer, I think, but the second place winner was extremely close. So Zelda Ocarina of Time, of course, ran away, getting the first spot. I took the top 2 from each of these brackets, by the way, in case you didn't get that earlier on from the beginning, in case you're just joining into this tournament now. But the top 2 from each of these will move on. So Zelda Ocarina of Time blew everybody away. I kind of expected that. But the second place was extremely close. Final Fantasy Tactics came away, advancing to the second round, just edged out Tekken 3. For most of the week, Tekken 3 was leading. But you guys coming in at the end with your votes got Final Fantasy Tactics through. So extremely interesting one that one was. Bracket 2, Chrono Trigger kind of ran away with the results on this one. Not a huge surprise, but what was a huge surprise for me is Final Fantasy VIII did not get through to the next round. As a matter of fact, Sonic Adventure, our latest entry of the tournament, because it came out in September of '99, will advance to the next round. I thought that was interesting. That was a tier 4 game that gets to advance. Bracket 3, Final Fantasy VI came through with the win on that one. Not a huge surprise in my opinion. But again, another one I was surprised did as well as it did was Sonic 2. Not to diss the game in any way, but I really thought Donkey Kong Country 3 was going to outdo it. But Sonic 2 comes away getting into the second round. All right, bracket 4, moving right along. This one, surprisingly, got the least amount of votes of any of the brackets, but Final Fantasy VII, of course, runs away with it. I did not expect any less from it. And Resident Evil 2, a strong contender, will also be advancing. I was honestly surprised Unreal Tournament did not get any love, not receiving a single vote. In fact, it's the only entry out of all 64 games that did not get a single vote. I really thought there would be some fans out there, but apparently not. Bracket 5, blowing everybody out of the water, Zelda A Link to the Past. No surprise that that one would come out strong. But what was a surprise to me is one of my personal favorites on this list, Super Castlevania 4, barely got anything. And Streets of Rage, a 4th tier game, I did not expect to get as much love as it did. Not that it got a ton, but 10% of the votes. Streets of Rage 2 will advance to the next round. Bracket 6, Banjo-Kazooie really came out strong and received 56% of the votes, getting the win. Half-Life barely making it to the second round. I really thought that that was going to get a little bit more love. In fact, for most of the week, I was really starting to worry that Spyro, not worry, but was really thinking that Spyro the Dragon had a chance at beating it out. It was actually at one point tied with Half-Life, but Half-Life did get some votes toward the end of the week, and it will be advancing on. All right, bracket 7, 007 GoldenEye, of course. No surprise to me that that's going to advance. That gets the win. And Sonic 3 Knuckles will be also advancing to round 2. Illusion of Gaia, aka Illusion of Time, and most of the rest of the world. And Kirby's Adventure got some votes, but just not enough to get through. Bracket number 8, Super Mario World, one of the best games in my opinion. having a strong showing, and we'll get through. The one I thought Donkey Kong 64 was going to get through, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, with a strong showing at the end of the week, comes out, and we'll be advancing on. It's a great game, too. All right, bracket number 9. Mario Kart 64 came out with the win. I put this as a tier 3, that was one of those ones that was kind of on the border of being a tier 2, tier 3 game for me. But I put it in tier 3. As you can see, it's the third one down. I kind of have them in order. For those of you that don't know, tier 1 games were what I thought were the strongest and most likely to advance, and then tier 2, the next one, and tier 3 and tier 4, so on and so on. But Mario Kart 64 came out strong, and Super Mario RPG, no surprise to me, that will also be advancing. Perfect Dark didn't get as much love as I thought it would. But that's fine. This is all cool. That's why I wanted you guys to show up. This is not up to me. I am trying to stay as unbiased as possible. So bracket 10, Zelda Link's Awakening. Early in the week, it wasn't looking like this was going to do all that great, but by midweek and the second half of the week, this really started getting a lot of votes, and it ends up winning the bracket. And Star Fox 64, no surprise, that will also be advancing. Tomb Raider put up a good fight for most of the week, but kind of piddled out toward the end. Bracket number 11, Super Mario 64, dominated. Absolutely dominated. I really thought StarCraft, as popular and huge as that game was on PC, I thought it would get a little bit more love. It will be going to the next round, but for all my PC gaming fans out there, just remember, this is not a console war. This is a 90s games war. So PC games didn't get a whole lot of love in this first round, so I'm hoping that there'll be a showing of some PC fans to join the party for this round too. Bracket number 12, this was a tight one. Super Metroid comes out on top, but Doom was right there with it all week long. It was neck and neck, but both of those games will advance to the next round, and that's going to be an interesting one. I thought for sure Quake was going to have a little bit more competition with Doom, but didn't get so much love. All right, bracket 13. This one was the one that came down to the wire, and up until yesterday, Diablo was in the second round, but Yoshi's Island got a surge of votes yesterday and ends up getting through to the next round, and Secret of Mana, of course, also going to be advancing as well. That one actually won the poll. Bracket number 14, Super Mario 3, no surprise there. One of the most popular NES games, will definitely get to advance. And Metal Gear Solid, no big surprise there. Diddy Kong Racing, Wolfenstein 3D, both iconic games, great games, but sorry to see them go. Bracket 15, getting near the end here. Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 64, awesome game. Loved that game. So much trash talk me and my friends had back in the day with that game, but that will definitely get to advance. And Donkey Kong Country, the original, will also get to advance. I thought for sure Crash Bandicoot Warped, that's one of the best Crash Bandicoot games ever released, would get a little more love and make this interesting, but it did not. And Disruptor, a game I'd never heard of before this poll, was a suggestion I got. Didn't really get too much love, but did get some votes. And the final bracket, number 16, Pokemon Red and Blue, surged right at the end of the week and took over the win from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, who will also be advancing. Pokemon Red and Blue and Street Fighter II were kind of neck and neck all week long, with Castlevania in the lead all week up until a couple days ago, and then Pokemon just kind of took over. No big surprise to me, because it's the only Pokemon game on here, and it's such a huge franchise that it would get some serious votes. So guys, those are the results of this first week. So we have now eliminated half of the field. We have kind of filtered out, I don't want to say filtered out the weak links, because all 64 of these games, honestly, are fantastic games. But yeah, we've kind of filtered out what I guess we consider the weak links of this tournament, and this next round is going to be exciting. Basically what I'm going to do is I have taken all the Tier 1 games, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 games, whatever one's advanced, and I'm going to re-randomize them completely, There will never be, that's not going to be like there's going to be one of these brackets that has 4 tier 1 games in it. I'm going to basically have one of each in each poll, or 2 1s and 2 2s. It'll all make sense when you see the polls, but they're going to be re-randomized. This is the last round that's going to have 4 per bracket, because after this we're going to be down to what we're going to call the Super 16. And at that point, in round 3 is where it'll just be head-to-head. One game versus another game. But round 2 will still be 4 games per bracket, and the top 2 from each will advance to the Super 16. So I really hope you guys show up. That will start at 8 o'clock tonight, by the way. I'm going to, 8 o'clock Eastern time, I will post all 8 rounds. There'll be 8 brackets this time instead of 16, which will make it a little bit easier to manage. But I really hope you guys show up and vote, because this was a lot of fun, this first round, and it's just going to be that much more interesting, because now we're going to start seeing some results that may be controversial or surprise some of us, because we're going to have to start eliminating some really good games out of this. So get out there, vote for your favorites in each of these brackets, and let's see who makes it to the Super 16. I look forward to seeing your guys' votes. Please, if you can, retweet, like, anything that you can to help attract some attention to this. There were some really, really cool folks that anybody that retweeted or liked the brackets in the last round. Awesome job, guys. Thank you so much for participating in this. It's going to be fun, so I hope to see you guys throughout the week. Have a great day. Bye.